Didn't you want to do the role? He wanted you to do it.
I can't work with him.
The Toronto Film Festival is back for its 50th edition. The 11-day festival kicks off today, and one of the first big screenings is Sentimental Value, starring a Swedish actor. It won the Grand Prix at this year's Cannes Film Festival, and the film is about a director's bid to revive his career while repairing family relationships, and it has dialogue in English and Norwegian. Okay, so we want to talk all things TIFF, and some moviegoers are already flocking to this year's festival to catch all the buzz. My next guest is one of them. Jason Gorber is the editor-in-chief and chief critic at That Shelf, a website that reviews film, TV, and music. He's also Metro Morning's film critic and film correspondent. He joins me now here on set, and I'm so happy that you could come here and we can talk about all things TIFF, because it is such a big year, because it's also the 50th anniversary. But first, let's start with the energy and the films.
So look, there's hundreds of films that play Toronto. TIFF becomes the local home for films from around the world. For 50 years, it's been a showcase. And many people will know, but some will forget, that it started as the Festival of Festivals, a collection of films from the places like Cannes, like Berlin. So Sentimental Value, which won the second top prize at Cannes, comes here and gets showcased to the local audience. But it's also very much a home for world premieres, for showcasing of local talent, all kinds of things, for the meetings that people have at a particular restaurant to sort of generate ideas for the next project. This really does become the focus for hundreds and thousands of people to come and actually experience films the way they're meant to be, with an audience, on a big screen, with good sound, with people having their phones off, all of that stuff, all in this really incredible event that is my 29th as accredited press.
Wow.
Ridiculously.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about the milestones. Congratulations on your milestone, 29th year, covering this amazing festival. But 50 years for TIFF in this city. How is that going to be celebrated?
It's all over. TIFF 50 branding is everywhere. Cameron, the central programmer and sort of head of TIFF, put a list of 50 films, and those sort of played as a showcase to show the incredible movies that things like Princess Bride comes to mind. Some amazing films that got showcased here over the years. And then TIFF 50 is very much sort of a recognition of what was in the past, but hopefully what is actually going to may continue for another half century. As festivals actually become, as people's viewing habits change and the films that they look like, I think a lot of people, look, this is a fundamental TIFF thing. People will stand in line for hours for a film that a week after TIFF they won't even consider. There's something to be about the event, the actual, to be there with audiences, to be there and to be engaged. That's what a festival can do at its best. And it's just an extraordinary time. If anybody sort of sees one or two films a year, often those one in the theater, those one or two films often are at an event, something like TIFF. Yes, you get a chance to see a star maybe, but you also get a chance to see a film in a theater in a way that you simply couldn't any other way.
You know, it's interesting, Jason, because you touched on the fact that a lot of these films are platforming in different ways now.
Yep.
Just because you see it at TIFF in a theater, you might not ever access it in a theater. So how is that challenge or presenting challenges when it comes to perhaps garnering the same energy or attention for a festival like this?
The world of cinema has been changing radically over the last decade plus. And because of that, the role of TIFF has changed radically. It's also undergoing all kinds of challenges as other festivals have sort of taken some of its spark. Venice for years wasn't considered a big deal. Venice is absolutely now the premium or one of the premium sort of fall festivals, taking a huge chunk of the world premieres. Telluride, which is this tiny little festival in Colorado, which is a very exclusive, it's where Oprah goes when she wants to watch movies. And a bunch of
me too. No, I'm just joking.
But a bunch of Oscar voters. So that is what, but what makes TIFF at its best, and again, I'm well aware of the criticisms, but the fact of the matter is it still remains the biggest, if not one of the biggest, public festivals in the world. When I go to Cannes, you can't just buy a ticket to go to Cannes, you have to be an industry professional.
Right.
In Toronto, you can buy a ticket, go see the movie with an audience. And that is special. That is fundamental to when those three guys sort of started it back 50 years ago, that this is a showcase for local cinephiles and just general film goers to actually experience it. So to your point, things are on streaming now. People just are so used to watching stuff on their phones. Nothing is going to replace the fact that when you're there with 1,500 people at the Princess of Wales or any of the other venues that are here, to see a film and have that sense of, even if it's not discovery in the sense that it's not a world premiere, but a sense of discovery for that audience, seeing something for the first time, to be engaged, to actually feel that passion about cinema, that cannot be replicated any other way. And TIFF very much year-round, but specifically during the festival, is a showcase for these titles. And yeah, nothing at home. I have a very decent home theater that will never replicate what it is that when I actually see something at a true festival event.
You know, to your point of access, often called sort of the people's festival, right? Yep. This is where
people's choice.
The lay person has an opportunity to participate in all of this, and you know, the starting out of so many films. And that is where I want to end our conversation on the films that are catching your eye this year and that are receiving a lot of buzz.
Well, so Frankenstein is a really big one that just premiered at Venice. I had a sneak and tell you right, which it wasn't supposed to have. It was supposed to be a Toronto, North American premiere. But Guillermo del Toro has done his dream project, shot here in the city as well as around the world, but at a studio which now bears his name on the waterfront. It is his reimagining of the Frankenstein myth, and I'm super looking forward to it. A big world premiere is the Knives Out show. These happen to be Netflix productions, both of these films. But these are Netflix productions that are getting theatrical runs before they go on streaming, because even the big streamer of streamers knows that to showcase these films at a festival, to actually play them that. But there's amazing docs playing. There's You Had to Be There, the film about the Toronto cast of Godspell with Martin Short and Eugene Levy and Paul Schaefer. An absolute dream of mine was to talk to Paul Schaefer and Victor Garber.
Canadian talent.
Just you know, the three of us just having a conversation yesterday is just filled with joy. A Life Illuminated, this underwater explorer, and you're focusing on her amazing decades-long career. Incredible documentaries, films from around the world. A Cannes film called Surat, I highly recommend people actually check out. It's this totally wild journey through the desert. And Surat is a classic one that if you read the description, you're like, oh my God, that's going to be terrible. And yet when you watch the film, you realize why it's almost impossible to just put it into words. If we could just put it into words, if we could put it in a little description, why bother watching the movie? So there's tons, there's literally hundreds of films. And what I will say, people go in with buzz and what they actually want to show. I write for all kinds of sites saying what I think that you say. The best thing to do at TIFF, if you can, if you have the time, pick something. Pick a movie, give it a shot. Maybe you'll hate it, but maybe it'll totally change your life. Some of the greatest moments I had in my life were just seeing a film at a random time, and it just opened up my my cinematic life. It's been amazing.
Let the festival surprise you. Jason, I want to thank you for this conversation about the evolution of the festival and what to watch as well. That is Jason Gorber. He's the editor-in-chief and chief critic at That Shelf. Thank you.
What a pleasure. Thank you.